guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, June the 7th, 2024. Welcome to another eBay video. Today we're going to be discussing yesterday's eBay summer seller check-in, as well as some more on returns, cancellations, feedback, and many other eBay topics that I think you'll find very interesting. We will have one cutaway later in the video as we go along, but we'll get to that later. I'm going to get right into the meat and potatoes of today's video, and I'm going to start in with the eBay summer seller check-in from yesterday. eBay made a few announcements, not many, but a few, and I'm going to start off with the best possible news. eBay is changing the way they handle unwarranted negative feedback. This is huge. Please pay attention. Starting next week, when you click that link at the bottom of the page to have unwarranted negative feedback removed, I'm referring to the link that we all know never works, where our claims are always denied. Well, guess what? eBay states they will now remove unwarranted negative feedback for the following reasons. When a buyer asks to cancel and we refuse. This is freaking epic. This is the best news I've heard on eBay in at least a year and a half. I'm so happy I could run out and scream with joy. I got a clean bill of health from Dr. McCoy. Let me put this into simple terms. As you know, when someone buys your item from you, they're entering into a binding contract. It says it right then and there. It always has. eBay has just not held people accountable. Now they are, to some extent. So if they buy your item, let's say $30, and then eBay shows them the same item for $20 and they want to cancel, you don't have to cancel and you don't have to worry about getting negged. And if you do get negged, eBay will remove it. How long have I come out here and told you guys my policy on cancellations? I absolutely refuse cancellations once that label is printed. Now, if I sell an item 5 o'clock at night and at 5:01 p.m. a person will ask to cancel, that's one thing. Okay, I haven't done any work. I haven't printed anything. If I've printed the label and boxed the item, I swear to Christ on the cross in Brooklyn, it's going. In last week's video, I told you a story about a buyer from Texas. You may remember this if you saw my video. I went out of my way to tell you that he was from Texas, and I even told you that lately, Texas has been creeping up to Louisiana, which has always been my most troublesome state. Well, the guy was from Texas. He bought the item in the afternoon. I waited a few hours, boxed it up at night, printed the label, tracking uploaded, put it in the car. Next morning, I'm heading out the door to the UPS store, and he says, cancel this order. Like I'm his freaking slave. I swear on my life, that's what he said. Cancel this order. No please, no extenuating circumstances. And as I said, I shipped it right out. He got the item the other day and has not yet filed for a return. And if he wants to return it, I'll give him his purchase price back. I have no problem. But he's paying that shipping. All right? This ain't kindergarten. Now let me tell you what happened Wednesday, because this fits into what I'm talking about right now. A person joins eBay. He's got zero feedback, joins eBay, and buys my item at 11 o'clock in the morning. All right? I click on his account to look to see who I'm dealing with, and where do you think he's from? Texas. Oh no, I said. Well, why am I judging the guy? He's not going to pull anything. All right, I wait a few hours. box the item, go through the whole same routine, put it in the car. 6 hours later after that, cancel this order. Same crap. Guess what? That item is on his way to him as we speak. He'll probably get it tomorrow. I will not cancel orders once the label is printed. In fact, if you go into any of my listings, it says I will not cancel orders for any reason, period. All right? And I won't. Unless, of course, it's a minute or two after they make the purchase. That's a different story. Then I will cancel the order. But it's just out of hand lately, and it seems like eBay is starting to come around to our way of thinking on that. Another thing eBay announced, which is a little concerning for me and for anybody in eBay Motors, they are instituting something called myfitment.com. It's a new service that you have to opt into. You have to sign up, make an account, and from what I saw in the tutorial, it is very, very labor intensive and tedious. I have no problem whatsoever, I have no intention whatsoever of opting into it at this time. I'm going to continue the way I've been doing, using the drop-down menu. Any of you guys at eBay Motors who were at yesterday's presentation, I saw some of you. Talk to me what you think about that. I'd love to hear about it. As far as returns and cancellations are concerned, I would like to tell you a story that I guarantee you should bring a big smile to your face. Every now and then, win one for the good guys, okay? Let me tell you what happened to me the other day. A person sent me a best offer on an item, which happened to be a bulky item. It was a Toyota steel wheel, not a plastic wheel cover, the whole entire wheel that the tire goes on, all right? The whole thing. He offered me $40 plus the $40 shipping. Since I was going to get paid right away, I accepted the offer. No problem. Cha-ching, I get paid. I swear to Jesus, 2 minutes later, the dancing starts. First, he says, my address is invalid. Will you switch the address to another address? I said, sure I will. It's only been 2 minutes. I haven't shipped anything yet. And I even repeated the address where I was going to ship it. 123 Main Street in Florida. Okay. I print the label, box the wheel, put it in the car. Next morning, I bring it to the UPS store. And of course, the tracking is uploaded. That night, he comes back for an encore. As soon as he did that, I knew I was in for a world of pain. Did you ship my item today? What is the tracking number? When will I get it? Hello. All these messages in a row. Not in one line, but like one message, another. I wrote back to him, I said, why are you continuing to ask me the same questions that we covered last night? I told you I was shipping it this morning. I uploaded the tracking. It shows you'll have it in 2 days. Relax. Okay? He got quiet. 2 days later, he gets the wheel. What do you think he does? You got it. Files for a return. Wrong size doesn't fit. Instead of jerking me around with all those messages, you think he would have checked the year of his car? My rim fits 92 to 01. All right, all those years it'll fit, and he didn't even check. But what surprised me was when I looked at the return, eBay gave me the option to decline it. So I went back and I looked at my listing, and I realized I had no returns on this particular listing. And the reason I had no returns was because it's so freaking heavy and bulky, 23 pounds in a 17 by 17 by 9 inch box. And I knew it would be expensive to ship. I can't believe he would even want to spend $40 in shipping to get back $40. I just don't get it. He's spending $40 to get back 40 and he has nothing. Right now he's got the rim. He could at least list it and sell it, but no, he's got to be a dickweed about it. Well, anyway, I declined the return. First time in a long time I was able to decline a return because of buyer stupidity, and man, did it feel good. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to exaggerate. I always was truthful to you, and I always will be. It was the best feeling ever. Okay? So, if there's any takeaway from what I just told you with the cancellations, I wouldn't accept them if I were you. You can't be hurt. All right? Buyers need to take responsibility for their actions. Next thing I want to talk about is a topic from last week where I talked about what I thought was the perfect eBay crime. That buyer threw me a curveball that even I didn't see coming. So what we'll do now is we'll do our cutaway, then I'll come back and we'll talk about it some more. Okay guys, this is a follow-up to a story that I told you in last week's eBay video. Please pay attention to the screen. I want to walk you through this, and I want you to see exactly what this particular buyer did. All right, starting here. On May 26th, this buyer purchased this 4 set of hubs from me. Paid right away. I boxed them up, and I put them in the pile to be shipped. It was the Memorial Day weekend, so I had to wait till Tuesday to ship them. The next day, take a look here, May 27th, I washed up an entirely different set, got them ready, took pictures, listed them, and the same buyer purchased them. I did think that was terribly odd at the time. I went ahead, I boxed them up, and I put them in the pile to be shipped, and both sets went out on Tuesday. Take a look here. This particular one, the tracking ends in 106. And in this particular one, it ends in 261. That's going to be very important shortly. So I shipped both the sets out, and I thought everything was cool. What happened next? The buyer opened a return, falsely claiming doesn't match description or photos. And in the comments says, I need a full refund. That set off warning bells, as I told you last week, because he wants $76 here, which is the cost of the item plus the shipping. And because eBay doesn't check anything, I am on the hook to give this guy back $76. As you know, eBay takes the word of every buyer, even when there's conclusive proof that he's scamming. And right now, I'm going to show you conclusive proof that he's scamming. Are you ready? I hope so, because I'm going to show you the tracking number for the first set. Right here. We were unable to obtain a correct address for the receiver. Package will be returned to the sender. And I did, in fact, receive this package back on Thursday, June 6th. The other set was delivered with no problem, but for some reason, I honestly don't know why. They were both sent to the same address. Okay, I don't know what the problem is, but they were unable to obtain the address for this particular set. So my question to you, and I don't get it, how can this person claim doesn't match description or photos when there was obviously either a problem with his address or a problem with delivery? I am 100% certain that eBay can actually see on their end, if they check the tracking, that this wasn't delivered to him. So if this wasn't delivered, how can he claim it doesn't match description or photos? This is where eBay is operating in the year 1995. All right? They really need to increase seller protections on many levels. And fraudulent returns is just one of them. This person could have complained. They could have said, all right, I didn't receive the item, but I made a mistake with my address, and I'd gladly give them back the purchase price, but not the shipping because it's not my fault. Now that you've seen the evidence, let's get back to the video and we can discuss this at length. All right, if you understood my presentation, I showed you where he falsely filed an item doesn't match pictures or description to get the free shipping back, even though he actually didn't receive the item. All right? So I called eBay Concierge to get to the bottom of this. And at first, the representative was saying to me that I should reach out to the buyer and try and settle it with him. I said, that's not right. I said, two things. I said, number one, every eBay buyer is responsible to have a valid address. That's a fact. I said, number two, why did he reach out to me instead of opening this false claim? Then he started thinking about it and he said, yeah, you're right. Let me look into this and see what I can do. And the representative theorized that the buyer wanted to open an item not received case on May 30th, but it was too soon. He would have to wait till May 31st to open the case, and he didn't want to wait one day, so he decided to pick another reason of the available reasons, which was item doesn't match pictures or description. But what bugs me most about that is, why would eBay let him even choose that when the tracking clearly showed it wasn't delivered? I don't get it. I just don't get it. So I figured I would share that with you. I honestly don't know what this guy's game is. I was theorizing to the agent that maybe he refused the package. Maybe they actually did deliver it to him and he refused it, because I just don't get it. This is like kind of a new one for me, but I thought it was worth bringing up and talking about in case it ever happens to you guys. Be sure to call in to eBay and get it on the record and show them that the tracking wasn't delivered. So if it wasn't delivered, how could it be not as described? Go figure. At the eBay seller check-in yesterday, they announced that eBay Open this year will be in September, and I believe the date is 23rd and 24th. It'll be online, virtual, so nobody's going to be going to Vegas this year. And the registration will open August 1st, I believe. So you have a ways to go before you can register for the event. I saw quite a few of you guys in the chat yesterday. Sales-wise, it has been a pitiful week. Pitiful. The weekend wasn't bad. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday were like okay. You know what I sold Thursday? Guess this. 0. When is the last time I went 36 hours without making a single sale? That's weird. And I've noticed a very weird trend with this. I talk to one of my friends all the time who sells in eBay Motors. On days he's booming, I'm always dead. But on days I'm doing really good, he's always dead. It never fails. Thursday, he was knocking them crazy with sales. I didn't sell a freaking thing. I don't understand it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, anything else I want to talk about? One more thing. eBay for Business is going to cease to exist as we know it. There will be no more eBay for Business. It's going to merge with the regular eBay Facebook page, and be one entity. So, goodbye, eBay for Business. It was nice knowing you. They're doing away with it. It's done. That being said, I'm Crazy New York Driver. You're not. Thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope you found it enjoyable and informative. I hope you make a lot of sales on eBay. Please comment on any of the topics I brought up or any eBay topic you want. Rock on and peace.